morning, students. Today we will study how to prove the irrationality of irrational numbers like root 2, root 3, root 5, etc. These are irrational numbers. We will prove that these are irrational numbers. Now this is a very important topic. Every year in boards, one such type of a question does come in exams. So it is an important topic. Now before we start with the proof, first of all I want you to write down this property in your register. According to this property, if a prime number divides a square, then that prime number divides a also. Now let us try to understand what do we mean by this property. So we take an example. We know that 2 is a prime number. And we know that 2 divides 16, or we can say that 16 is divisible by 2. Now 16 can be written as 4 square. So according to the property, if 2 divides 4 square, then 2 divides 4 also. Or we can say that 4 is also divisible by 2. Yes, we know that 4 is divisible by 2. So according to this property, if a prime number divides a square, then that prime number divides a also. Let us take one more example. We take another prime number, 3. Now 3 is a prime number and we know that 3 divides 81, or we can say that 81 is divisible by 3. Now 81 can be written as 9 square. So if 3 divides 9 square, then according to the property, 3 divides 9 also. Now remember that this property holds true only for a prime number. You cannot say that if 10 divides a square, then 10 divides a also. That would be wrong because 10 is a composite number. Remember, this property holds true only for a prime number. Now based on this property, let us prove that root 2 is irrational. So we will prove this by the method of contradiction. So in method of contradiction, what do? Whatever we have to prove, we just take the reverse of it. So if we have to prove that root 2 is an irrational number, so we assume that let root 2 be a rational number. Now if root 2 is a rational number, then it can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and the denominator q should not be equal to 0. It is very important to write down this condition also. If you do not write down this condition, half mark would be deducted according to the marking scheme. Now let us see what do we mean by co-prime numbers. So two numbers are said to be co-prime if their HCF is 1. For example, 2 and 3, their HCF is 1. If we say that P and Q are co-prime, then the HCF of P and Q is 1. That is, 1 is the only common factor in P and Q. And apart from 1, there should be no other common factor in P and Q. Or we can also say that P upon Q is in the simplest form, because if P upon Q would be in the simplest form, then definitely their HCF would be 1. Now let us continue with the proof. We had taken root 2 to be a rational number, so root 2 can be written in the form P by Q, where P and Q are co-prime integers and Q is not equal to 0. Now we square both sides. So on squaring we obtain 2 is equal to p square upon q square, or we can write that 2q square is equal to p square, which can be written as p square is equal to 2q square. Now over here we see that p square is equal to 2 multiplied by something. So definitely we can say that p square is divisible by 2, because p square is 2 into something. So definitely p square is divisible by 2. And now 2 is a prime number. So according to the property, if p square is divisible by 2, then p is also divisible by 2. Now if p is divisible by 2, it means that p upon 2 should be equal to an integer. Suppose that integer is m, where m is an integer. This is what we obtain. So this can be written as p is equal to 2m. So again we will square both sides. So on squaring we obtain p square is equal to 4m square. But over here we had calculated the value of p square. Let this be equation 1, where we had written p square is equal to 2q square. Now we will substitute this value of p square from equation 1. So on substitution we obtain 2q square is equal to 4m square from equation 1. And now we simplify it. 2 ones are 2 twos are. So this gives me q square is equal to 2m square. It means that q square is equal to 2 into something. So we can say that q square is divisible by 2. So over here we write down that q square is divisible by 2, and 2 is a prime number. So according to the property, if q square is divisible by 2, so q is also divisible by 2. But over here previously we had said that p is divisible by 2, and now we are saying that q is also divisible by 2. So what do we get? We get that both p and q are divisible by 2. If both p and q are divisible by 2, we can say that 2 is the common factor of p and q. But what did we assume? We had taken that p and q are co-primes. So if they are co-prime, only one should be the common factor, and apart from one you should have no other common factor. But over here we are getting that 2 is the common factor of p and q, so there is a contradiction. So over here we write down, but p and q are co-primes, so there is a contradiction, because if they are co-prime, only one should be the common factor of p and q. But here we are getting that 2 is the common factor of p and q. So there is a contradiction and our assumption is wrong. And what was our assumption? Our assumption was that root 2 is a rational number. That is wrong. So therefore we can say that root 2 is an irrational number. In a similar way, we can prove that root 3, root 5, root 7, etc. are irrational numbers, or under root of any prime number is an irrational number. We can prove it by this method. Now let us solve this question. Prove that 5 plus 3 root 2 is irrational given that root 2 is irrational. This type of a question comes in boards. Last year also it came in boards. Definitely the digits were different. So over here we will not prove that root 2 is irrational. We will only prove that 5 plus 3 root 2 is irrational. Now we will again prove this by the method of contradiction. So we assume that let 5 plus 3 root 2 be a rational number. Now if 5 plus 3 root 2 is a rational number, so it can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and q is not equal to 0. Now what we will do, we will try to keep only root 2 on the left hand side and transpose all the remaining terms on the right hand side step by step. So first of all, we transpose 5 on right hand side. So we obtain 3 root 2 is equal to p upon q minus 5. So over here we take the LCM. LCM is q. So this becomes p minus 5q upon q. This is the value of 3 root 2. So over here root 2 will become p minus 5q upon 3q. Now we had taken that p and q are integers. Now since p and q are integers, so therefore now if q is an integer, so 5 into q will also be an integer. If I take q equal to 10, so 5 into 10 would be 50. It is also an integer. 3 into q will also be an integer. Now integer minus integer is also an integer. So the numerator is also integer, denominator is also integer. And what is integer upon integer? If I take let us take any integer 2 and another integer 3. So integer upon integer, you can see that this is a rational number. So over here p and q are integers. So numerator is integer, denominator is integer. So integer upon integer would be a rational number. So we can say that p minus 5q upon 3q is a rational number. But we know that root 2 is an irrational number. It is given to us, but we know that root 2 is irrational. It is given to us in the question. And we also know that irrational number cannot be equal to rational number, because what is your left hand side now? Left hand side is an irrational number and right hand side is a rational number. So we know that irrational number is not equal to rational number. So there is a contradiction. So there is a contradiction and our assumption is wrong. And what was our assumption? Our assumption was 5 plus 3 root 2 is a rational number. This assumption is wrong. So therefore we can say that 5 plus 3 root 2 is an irrational number. Now let us solve this question from the exercise. Prove that 1 upon root 2 is irrational. For this question, the method would be slightly different, because if we do it normally, there would be some problem. Let us see what. So over here, if we do normally, I assume that let 1 by root 2 be a rational number. So if it is a rational number, it can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and the denominator q is not equal to 0. So over here, if 1 by root 2 is p by q, so root 2 will become q upon p. But is q upon p a rational number? It is not necessary, because if p is equal to 0, then this is not defined and it will not be a rational number. Because in the condition that we have written, we have only written that q is not equal to 0. So p can be 0. And if p is equal to 0, this will not be a rational number. So we cannot do it by this method. So what we do is 1 by root 2, we will rationalize the denominator. For rationalizing it, we will multiply the numerator and denominator by root 2. So this will become root 2 upon 2. And now we can solve it normally, because 1 by root 2 after rationalization can be written as root 2 upon 2. Now let us take root 2 upon 2 to be a rational number. If root 2 upon 2 is a rational number, it can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and q is not equal to 0. Let us simplify this further. So root 2 can be written as 2p upon q. Now since p and q are integers, so definitely 2 into p is an integer. So numerator is also an integer and denominator is also an integer. So integer upon integer will become a rational number. So therefore 2p upon q is a rational number. But we know that root 2 is irrational. We know that root 2 is irrational. And we know that irrational number cannot be equal to rational number because your left hand side is irrational whereas your right hand side is a rational number. So definitely irrational number is not equal to rational number. So there is a contradiction and our assumption is wrong. So there is a contradiction and our assumption is wrong. So if the assumption is wrong, so we can say that root 2 upon 2 or 1 by root 2 is irrational, and this is what we had to prove. Now let us solve one more question from the assignment. Prove that 1 upon 2 plus root 3 is irrational. So what we will do, we will first of all rationalize the denominator. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 2 minus root 3. So we obtain 2 minus root 3 upon denominator is a plus b into a minus b. So we can write it as a square minus b square. So this gives us 2 minus root 3 upon 4 minus 3, and 4 minus 3 is 1, so we obtain 2 minus root 3. Now we assume that let 2 minus root 3 be a rational number. So if 2 minus root 3 is a rational number, it can be written in the form p by q, where p and q are co-prime integers and the denominator q is not equal to 0. Now over here root 3 is negative, so what we can do, we can transpose root 3 on the right hand side and we can transpose p by q on the left hand side. So we obtain 2 minus p upon q is equal to root 3. We take the LCM, so the LCM is q, so we get 2q minus p upon q is equal to root 3. This is what we obtain. Or we can write root 3 is equal to 2q minus p upon q. Root 3 can be written as 2q minus p upon q. Over here we can see that since p and q are integers, so definitely 2q minus p upon q is a rational number. Because integer upon integer, we know it is a rational number. But we know that root 3 is irrational, and we also know that irrational number cannot be equal to rational number. The left hand side is irrational whereas the right hand side is rational. So irrational number can definitely not be equal to a rational number. So there is a contradiction and our assumption is wrong. So we can say that 2 minus root 3 or 1 upon 2 plus root 3 is irrational.